Hi there Year 7 and welcome to another trombone lesson. Our aim today is to work on the final line of Snakes and Ladders and perform it through with the backing track. We will also be learning some new types of rhythms today. I'm going to tell you all about them, but they are called dotted notes and ties. So we'll learn what they are in a few moments' time. But for now, let's get our cases carefully on the floor and put our trombones together. Okay, so today we're going to be warming up with some long notes. I love playing long notes. They're really good to help our sound, to help our breathing, and just build up some stamina with our mouth muscles that we have to use, that embouchure. And since we learned all about our 3/4 time signature last lesson, I thought today we could try our long notes with 3 beats to each of them. So each note we're going to hold for 3 beats long, like this. There we go. 3. Just like that. And the notes we will be using should be super familiar by now. We're going to start on B flat, then we're going to go up to C, then up to D, then to E flat in third, and then finally we're going to add on F today as well. So we haven't done F maybe for a few weeks. Remember, F is in first position and it's higher than the B flat. So when you get up to that point, blow really fast, make sure your embouchure is working and it should come out. So let's give that a go. 3 beats for each note, going up in order, lowest to highest. Get yourself in play position and then I'll put the metronome on and then count 3 beats before we start. Make sure you breathe. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Very good. We'll do that one more time. Make sure you take a really good breath before you start, and if you need to take some breaths in between, that's fine. I took a few. Just you might have noticed, or you might not have even seen me do it. It was so quick. So I just keep my trombone where it is and take a breath in. I'm not breathing in through the trombone, just to say, just air around it. And also, really see if you can keep your notes as long as me. If you're cutting off a bit short, take a bigger breath and see if you can make the note last as long. Here we go, let's do that again. Back to first position. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Very good. And pause for me one moment. We're going to make it a little bit harder by doing it backwards. So F, then down to E flat, D, C, and last B flat. So we're going highest to lowest. Concentrate really hard because going backwards is always more challenging. However, some of you might find it easier this way. Let's have a go and see what happens. First position, this time we're starting on our F. Here we go, big breaths. 1, 2, 3. And slide lock on. Good job, Year 7. Hopefully we're nice and warmed up and ready to look at our piece. Just before we start Snakes and Ladders, I would like to introduce you to a new note. The note you were just playing for 3 beats. So far we've learnt what a 1-beat note is, what a 2-beat note is, even a 4-beat note, but we haven't had a note that lasts for 3 beats. So this is what it looks like. It's very similar to our 2 note, but it has a dot next to it. There's another name for a 2. It's called a minim. I think I might have mentioned that at the beginning of last term. So some of you might know it as a minim. And know that we also call this note a dotted minim. So a dot next to a note adds half of the note it's attached to. So a 2 or a minim is worth 2 beats. Find half of 2, which is 1, and add 1 and 2 together, and there you have it, you have 3 beats. So this is a new note for us, a dotted minim or a 3-beat note. Great. Now last week we did lots of really good work on this piece, Snakes and Ladders. So we're just going to have a little recap on a few things before we start the last line. So some of the things we noticed were that the first line is exactly the same as the third line. We start on a B flat and we slowly make our way up to E flat. There's no F in this piece. Just watch out for moments where a note is repeated. For example, the end of the first bar going into the second bar, we play a C and then another C. So don't jump to the D too soon. The other thing we noticed was the second line repeats itself. So we have tars in this moment. We go starting from the E flat this time. Ta, 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 ta. And then we do the same thing. E flat, D, C, B flat. So there's lots of repetition which we can try and look out for, and it will help us play it. Lastly, the other things that come to mind are the fact that it's a gentle piece and it's quiet. We have the P at the beginning to tell us to play softly, play piano, okay? And of course, we have to remember we are counting in 3/4 time, so 3 beats in a bar. What I'd like us to do to start is play through from the beginning to the end of the third line. That's what I asked you to practice from last lesson. So hopefully some of you, all of you in fact, did that, and so you are really familiar with it. We're going to give it a go. So bring your trombones up, unlock your slide, and we're going to do it with the backing track. And for now, we'll just leave out that last line. We won't play it. It's got a little introduction, so I will give you a 2-bar counting, okay? So look at the music, concentrate, and let's have a go. Okay, 2 bars in. 1, 2, 3, 2. We'll leave that bar out, that line. Okay, it's going to go around again, so we'll have a second try. Okay, remember to breathe really deeply. Here we go, 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 2. Well done, Year 7. Let's lock our slides and just be in rest position. And we're going to look at that last line now. Okay, so first of all, let's do our Kadai sounds. So after 3, we'll say our tars and mars just for this line. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, 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 ta. Very good. So hopefully some of you are already noticing that this last line has the same rhythm as line 2. Good. So let's have a look at the notes and compare to see if the notes are the same as line 2. So we start on our E flat and we're making our way down. E, D, C, B. And then this is where it's different. Instead of repeating that same 2 bars, we go up So we go from B flat up to the E flat. B, C, D, E. Almost like it's a mirror effect at that point. Now I wonder if any of you have ever played the game Snakes and Ladders, and whether you've clocked why this piece is called Snakes and Ladders. If you've never played it, it's a board game and you have dice and little pieces, and you move up the board, and if you land on a ladder, you go up, and if you land on a snake, you go down. So I think that's why they've called it Snakes and Ladders, because this piece is moving up and down those 4 notes. It's quite a lot, isn't it? So let's say the note names of the last line. After 3. Remember, just say E and B. We'll skip out the flat, even though we know it's flat. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. E, D, C, B, B, C, D, E. Good. Let's try it with our trombones. Trombones to your chins. So we're going to start with our slide in 3rd position. Make sure it's just before the bell. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. E, D, C, B, B, C, D, E. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to try and play that now. We'll keep it a little bit slower because, like always, the backing track does push us to go faster, doesn't it? So get your slide ready. Watch your slide as well as looking at the music. Try and, if you can, just memorize the music for that line. Even better, and you can concentrate on what your slide's doing. Okay, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. So some similarities, but also just the ending to look out for. What I like about this piece is that there's lots of opportunities to take a breath. I see a mar and I think, breathe, because it's perfect. We're not meant to be doing anything else. It's our chance to breathe as brass players or trombonists. So think about that as we play through the whole piece now. Remember, it goes round twice. So I'm going to give you 2 options. If you feel like you need to do a little bit more practice, why don't you, with me, mime the notes? So we'll go through the first time with the backing track and we'll just mime them so we can concentrate on the notes a little bit better and look at our slide a little bit. And then the second time, we'll play it, okay? If you feel I've done so much practice on this that I don't need to mime it the first time, then feel free to play. Okay, so I'm going to mime it, so if you want to take that extra time to practice with me, mime first time and play second time, but everyone should give it a go the second time. So get your trombones in either play position or to your chin, depending on what you want to do, and let's have a go. Remember, gentle, quiet, we can just take it easy. Okay, I'll give you 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. B, C, C, D, D, E, E. E, D, C, B. E, D, C, B. B, C, C, D, D, E, E. E, D, C, B. B, C, D, E. Okay, everyone playing this time? Well done to those who gave it a go then. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Fantastic. Good. Try this position. Good work, Year 7. Let's put our trombones out the way for a moment because I want to show you a little bit of our newest piece, which we'll look at next lesson. But I did mention at the beginning that I would show you some rhythms. So we learned a new rhythm already. We saw our dotted minim, or our free beat notes, our free. And I wonder if you can see it in this piece of music. Anyone spot it? It is in bar 10. There it is. It's a B flat. And yeah, there's our dotted minim. The other type of rhythm I would like to show you today is to do with this line here. Now, we've seen slurs before. Remember, a slur is where you play a note smoothly together, and I showed you one, it had the line above it. Now, this is different to your slur. So a slur joins together two different notes and you play them smoothly. A tie joins together two notes that sound the same. So an F to an F, say, or in this case, we've got an E flat joined to an E flat. And what you have to do is a little bit of maths, and you add together the length of those two notes combined to make an even longer note. So in this case, we've got a dotted minim tied to a normal 2 or a normal minim. So in total, I'm sure you all got this quicker than me, but in total that's 5 beats long. So instead of playing F, E flat, I would play F, E flat. So sometimes a composer, that's someone who writes the music, might want a note that goes longer than the bar, and so they join them up with a tie. So remember, you spot the difference because ties tie together two notes that are the same. Slurs, we move differently, smoothly between different notes, so an F to a B flat. Alright, so we'll be having a little look at this piece next week, but I thought we could just have a listen to it in preparation. So it's called When the Saints. It's a really popular piece of music. I'm sure many of you will have heard it before, and it's just a classic piece to play on the trombone or the trumpet, any brass instrument. So let's have a listen and see if you can spot those rhythms that we learnt today, the minim and the dotted minim and the ties. Awesome, so I'm really looking forward to getting started with that next lesson. Well done, Year 7, lots of great work done today. So your practice for next lesson is super simple. All I want you to do is practice performing Snakes and Ladders. So see if you could perform it in front of someone, maybe someone at home, some family or sibling or a friend. Or if you're a little bit shy and you're not quite ready to do that, you could just perform it at home to yourself and even record yourself playing it. Anything like that would be wonderful. Also, keep playing up and down our notes, B flat, C, D, E flat and F. So if you weren't going up to the F last week, please make sure you do it this week because we will be using that in When the Saints in our next lesson. So have a good week and I will see you for our next lesson soon.